Help me out, science nerds. So, what am I looking at here? I think I might have found some Naegleria Fowleri, which is better known by its popular name, the brain-eating amoeba. And that's not really a fair name either. They hardly ever eat brains. It's just that when they do eat brains, they normally kill people. So, there is that. But you can see in this footage, whatever this is, you can see it right here eating a bunch of bacteria. It's sitting in the middle of a little puddle of spirochetes, which are tiny little corkscrew-shaped bacteria, and it's munching out on those. That's what they normally eat. They normally eat yeasts and bacteria. But every now and then, one of them gets up somebody's nose when they're swimming or using a neti pot or something, and then what they're known for is they'll attach to the olfactory bulb in your nose, which is a nerve that basically goes straight to your brain. And they get up there and they go, oh, here's some protein, and they start eating the olfactory bulb. And before you know it, it's rich enough and a nice enough environment that they begin to proliferate, and they can start breeding in your brain, and that's not good. So this gave me the heebie-jeebies to find this in this dish, because it had been on my windowsill for over a year by the time I found this going on. The reason why I did not notice it before probably has to do with the fact that there were a lot of other organisms in the dish. And there's a lot going on. It can be very distracting. Anyway, I'm not certain about the identification of this. I've gone online. I've looked through the literature. It's very suspicious. So you have to look really, really closely to see the flagella. But see it? At first it's kind of hard to tell because they're sending out these little spidery looking pseudopodia, which are just the regular little amoeba arms. And this one has little thin, stringy ones that you could mistake for a flagella. But once you see it, you can see that the motion is a lot different. There is a definite flagella sticking out of this amoeba. See it there? These amoebas definitely have flagella. Another way to identify them is this, they have a prominent nucleolus. So it kind of looks, there's like a little halo around, their nucleus looks like a dot with a halo around it. And I think that's what I'm seeing here. But these guys are so tiny, they're kind of at the edge of what the particular scope that I was using here can handle. And so I didn't get a lot of detail on their nucleus and their nucleolus. It's really hard for me to tell without more detail than this whether I'm looking at maybe it's a food vacuole. I don't know. That's amoebas when they eat through phagocytosis. They pull things into their body and then they kind of put it into a little vacuole, a little sphere that they dump digestive fluids into, and then they digest it. And you can usually see those things rolling around inside of an amoeba. That could be what we're looking at. Or, you see that little suspicious looking dot? Yeah, I don't know, man. They look very, very suspicious to me. It's very difficult when you go into the literature and you try to identify Naegleria Fowleri. What you will come up with is about 10 kajillion articles about somebody getting sick from a brain-eating amoeba, and it's usually illustrated with cartoon drawings. So it's very, very hard to identify. And when I do find alleged images or footage, again, it's very hard to find, and it often doesn't look like the other images and footage you might find. So I'm dubious about my ability to identify this positively. I'm still left with the question mark of whether or not I want these things on my windowsill. And I know we are surrounded by microbes all the time, including Naegleria Fowleri. They live in soil and water all over the world. and they hardly ever eat anybody's brain. And also, these things have been on my windowsill all year, so there's that too. But, once you've found something that might be a brain-eating amoeba, and so I really need to know, like, are these N. Fowleri or are they something else? Damn it, Jim, I'm an artist, not an amoebologist. But I'm also a nerdy nerd. So I really want to understand this. And I want to know how fanatical I need to be about disinfecting things. I know that might be a little bit of an overshoot, but again, once you've found brain-eating amoebas, you kind of just want to clean shit up. Anyway, what the fuck am I looking at here? I might be a nerd, but I don't know what this is. What the fuck is this? For information about what the fuck this is, please drop a line to Science to Get High By. Which reminds me to tell you, this has been Science to Get High By, and I'm Kat Jones.